Why, hello, everyone.
Here we are at part 8 of Bastion.
Greetings. Greetings.
So now, that makes how many shards?
Taking a look here, I believe that's 5.
So we have 2 left?
Yeah, 2 left, yeah, so those are the last 2 blue arrows for the upgrades. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be hunting down our last shard together.
Do you remember how many of those challenges you completed?
In this specific playthrough, I want to say at least half of them. In the end, though, I'm not sure if I actually visit the memorial or anything like that when I do the final gauntlet run. But by the time I do the dream sequences, I am fully maxed out. I am done with all the memorials. I am done with all the upgrades. I cannot. I possibly could be more complete. I don't think I had all of the idols, but that's because I just found them pointless. I didn't really find a need for their 5% increase, because 5% of 100 is 5, and in the long run it really doesn't.
It depends on the player. A lot of people are completionists like that.
Yeah, so to be perfectly honest, if I went back now to my save file, I could buy the rest of the idols and then say I'm done, but once again, I don't see a point in returning just for the idols, just to buy the last 3.
Now we have Burstone Quarry. What's the deal with this place?
The dealio, my friend-io, is it has the last shard. We're finding out that Zolf is a bigger threat than we realized. A lot of this is just picking up the last shard. We're at this point we're thinking that our journey is going to be done. We're gonna get this last shard, and then we're gonna be done. We're gonna restore the Bastion
to completion. Well, kind of.
This is just what looks like a minefield or a miner's.
Oh, they're not working.
Yeah, they're working.
Okay. Still, apparently.
Yeah, end of the world and everything does that to a man.
Make him work more?
Yeah.
Oh. So, in addition to finding shards, I'm assuming are we trying to hunt for Zolf?
No, that actually happens, coincidentally. I don't know. We kind of run into Zolf.
I'm assuming he has something to do with. Well, I mean, he took the cores or destroyed them.
No, he damaged the monument. He damaged the monument, thus damaging the Bastion. I mean, the cores are in there and everything. It's just they're damaged, and so that's the whole reason why we're collecting the shards, is to just repair the damage that he created.
Okay. So I'm assuming he'll have some. He's got to be involved here when it comes to us finding the shards.
Yeah, he's I couldn't get the pillars to go away, so I just fell off and then just landed back around on the other side of the pillars. I'm not sure if I was supposed to do anything, but whatevs. I got through. I survived. If anything, I have 5 potions now that I could just drink up and have my way with. With the game, though, once again, we're getting pretty close to being done here, and Zolf plays a pivotal role, and I can't really delve into it much right now without going that deep into spoilers.
It's getting late, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also getting pretty late, and so what I really want to talk about, what I really want to talk
gush about.
What's the difference?
Let's find out.
What I really want to talk about was my overall first impressions with Bastion. When I picked it up for the PC, I really picked it up, like I said, because it was $3 after a coupon. I bought it, DRM free, which nowadays is actually really hard to come across. So it's completely installed into my computer and everything. No Origin, Steam, PC required, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Gotta give props to WB for something. As that goes, when I purchased it and downloaded it, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. It looks cool. It looks like a good time." And I want to say that from the minute I swung that hammer, I knew this was going to be a game that I could finish no problem. Um, that I wasn't going to have a problem staying interested in the game, which I find a lot of games having that issue lately. Recently, I've been playing the game Remember Me, and everybody makes the joke. It's actually,
Forgettable.
yeah, it's forgettable. Remember Me is ironically forgettable. And I hate to confirm it, but it's true. Capcom be messing up. I believe that was Capcom's latest game, and I was just playing through, and it got to a point. I think I hit the halfway mark or something like that. I just stopped. I was like, I don't see any reason to continue. I have a taste for the combat, and any unlockables I get right now, it's just gonna be more of what I already have. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a Remember Me fan out there that can prove me wrong. But as far as the game goes, I got to hacking into La Bastille or whatever, and that was it for me. I was like, you know what? I'm not connected to this character at all. I could really care less whether or not Neo Paris becomes a utopia in place of a dystopia that it is. But with Bastion, I was hooked from the beginning. I knew that from the ground running, I wanted to know what happened. Why am I running around on floating rocks? What is this calamity that you speak of?
And I'm noticing through the dialogue, he's also saying something called a cure.
A cure?
Cure. He's like shards and cure. He said something about a cure could light up an entire part of the city or something like that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. A core.
Core. I'm sorry. It says cure. Oh.
No, no. It's a core. It's referring to the cores, at least to their power structure and everything like that. Okay. I believe in this part he's detailing about how the cores were used as outposts for the Ceylondians. That before they left the walls, they would bring shards with them to kind of plant a foothold wherever they went. To be perfectly honest, I don't know why they're doing it now instead of earlier.
Well, was this option available from the beginning when you were hunting for shards?
To come to this level?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No. God, no. To be perfectly honest, I would have chosen this to be the last one anyways, because we are dealing with, I don't know, I believe this one's called Sir Lunky or something like that. It's a giant froggy pain in my ass. It's basically the frog does more damage and jumps a lot more often. It's also a little harder to predict just because with the regular frogs, it does kind of wind up before it does a jump. Like there's a delay. With this one, it's just like, nope, screw you. I'm gonna jump on your face.
What's the deal with the psychos?
The birds. The birds burrow themselves underneath the ground and dig up chunks of the earth to smack you in the face with.
Oh.
They become quite annoying because when they burrow themselves into the earth, you can no longer hit them.
They look very sporadic, though. It doesn't look...
Yeah, it's really hard to catch them because they're running around.
Oh.
And it's him.
Hey.
It's the final shard. And so this is the part where you confront him. You're asking him, and this is where we're gonna hit that end game. Basically, what's going on here is Zulf finds out the truth behind the Bastion and asks the kid, I won't go into details, but stand aside, let the Bastion fall, because Zulf knows the truth behind the Bastion and what it's supposed to represent, what it really stands for and everything. And the Ura at this point, after Zulf telling them, are so angry that all they could do is lash out. And so now we run into new enemy types, the Uras. Yeah, they're actually, for whatever reason, I think it's because they live underground. When you hear the backstories to why the other survivors survived, like Zulf and Zia, and Ruckus, it's because they were underground. Actually, Ruckus, I think it's because he was on the Bastion or something like that. But they were they were underground, and so when the calamity hit, it like missed them or whatever. And I've touched up on it before. The Ura live underground, so a large majority of them survived the attack, the calamity, and now they're broke in. They dug underneath, lol, and they're attacking now. And that's where kind of like having the pets comes into play.
Oh.
If you have all the pets, they're helping you in battle.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I don't know what the difference between having them all survive and having them all die.
But they can die.
They can die, actually, and every single time I've played, I've been unable to keep them all alive. Normally, it's the squirt that goes down. Everybody else seems to survive. It's just the squirt for one reason or another. He's like, peace out, y'all.
Well, he was the beginning enemies.
Yeah, true. He is a weaker one, but yeah, see, there he goes. Our little squirt didn't make it.
Okay.
Everybody else, especially the bull, definitely helps out. The ankle gator makes it really hard to hit because he's underground the entirety of the time. At this point, I'm going, why am I not progressing through the level? What's going on? And then I realized the ankle gator, he's chasing something.
Oh, he went after something.
Yeah. It's the final Ura, and so it might stall for a little bit before I realize it. But they attacked. Zulf led, I don't want to say led the attack, but he did warn the kid, and he told him, out of respect for saving me and everything, stand aside. There we go. Zulf's plan worked. He stopped the Bastion from being fully repaired. And though we have essentially what would have been the final piece, there he goes.
To get us back for the calamity.
Yeah, and now he's going to delve into it. Caelondia, ever since the war, has held a grudge towards the Ura, even though the Caelondians won. They never liked him. It went racial prejudice to the point where they had their own district. They were cast aside. The marshals looked at them funny and stuff. And so that from the get-go, we didn't like, I'm sorry, not we, but the Caelondians didn't like them, and so they wanted to take them out. And so that's what the calamity was. The calamity was the ultimate plan to wipe them out, but there's a problem with the way they created the calamity. I mentioned it before, Zia's father had a journal. He was the original designer of the calamity. Believe it or not, he was the one that designed it, everything, and boy was it ironic that the Caelondians having the Ura work for them would be killed by the same Ura because he told them to go screw themselves. No, it literally happens. It goes further into the backstory as to why the dad works for the Caelondians and everything, but long story short, the Caelondians are forcing the dad to work for them. As a result, they want him to betray the Ura and have them all murdered using the calamity. He says he goes along with it, but secretly he's building a means of wiping out the Caelondians instead of the Uras. That's why everybody underground is not affected by the calamity. The Ura being the only ones that live underground, but everybody topside gets wiped out.
Now where do we have to go?
Now we are going to the last shard. Spoiler alert, though, we don't get it.
Oh, okay.
What ends up happening is, once again, the Ura are sabotaging us. Zulf's plan from the start is to stop the Bastion at all costs from being repaired. And so, Shard
now
gets...
we're fighting Ura.
Yeah,
Ulala.
now we're fighting the Ulalas. And they're a lot tougher. You can see them jumping around, going super fast. All of them share that trait. Some of them are, long range. Some of them are short range. What's going on right now is a sequence count. It's going, this is day 1 morning. What's really cool about this sequence is, the day changes and stuff. Day 2 afternoon. And so you're not constantly stuck in one area. You feel as if you're progressing further and further east because that's where you're going in the end game. If I'm correct, yeah, we're hunting down Zulf because they have the last shard. So, as of right now, we're traveling to the terminals. Day 3 morning. I believe it's the next cutscene. That's my favorite one. or not cutscene, but day out of this sequence. Just because.
Why is it in different days?
Once again, you're traveling to the terminals.
Oh.
You're traveling further and further east, and so that's why it's going in days.
Okay.
You're traveling further and further east because you want to get to the terminals to get the last piece of the shard. Unfortunately, the Skyway was also... I'm not sure if it was damaged or if it just couldn't shoot you there or whatever, but the kid has to go on foot.
Oh, alright. So it's just chronicling his time.
Yeah. And so it's actually just giving you bits and pieces of the what he has to go through to get there. One of the things is that gets later talked about is this whole time he's talking to Zia. So I don't know if you remember in the very, very, very first episode of this playthrough, of this commentary, he keeps referring to the person he's talking to as ma'am. And that's kind of your first hint that he's not talking to the kid or you. Otherwise, he'd probably use a neutral word like dude or person or fourth wall breaking player. Brohamsif, Bro Sereno, Brotastic. The list is endless. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the one after this.
Your favorite one out of these?
Yeah, my favorite part. My favorite part is when he's camping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll see that in a sec.
When he's been talking to Zia the whole time.
Yeah, he's been talking to Zia. During the final endgame level, he specifies that, he's... yeah, this is my favorite part. You're just sleeping and you're like, what the hell? Were you staring at me the whole time? That's so creepy. I'm gonna kill you for being creepy.
We've been underground for a while. It's just weird seeing somebody else.
It's like that hair. So white. White as snow.
Oh, you're awake.
Oh my god, I wasn't staring at you for like 3 hours.
Made you Eggo waffles.
Lego my ego.
Lego my shard.
No, but...
I'm never a fan of assassin-like enemies in games. I know they're necessary and they definitely ramp up the difficulty, more prominent in hack-and-slash games, but the assassin character is always the most annoying, and you see him normally late game.
Normally it's because of their ability to jump around. I know there's a few assassin types, like in DMC, the revamp of Devil May Cry, that they have those Jester Joker looking things that wield the blades, and they kind of cut through and warp through, and they could be a pain in the ass if you don't know what you're doing.
Are we at the...
And I believe this is it.
Much more snowy.
Yeah, like I said, as the game progresses, each area has its own specific kind of theme, if you will. Some of them are spiky plant themed. Some of them are, city themed. This one is snow. We're in the terminals now. We are high up in the air, thus it's a lot colder. Yada yada yada. They're freezing their asses off. Once we get to the terminals, it should be fairly fast. The end game taking place in the terminals because, like I said, we are hunting down Zolf, and we will not rest until we brutally murder every single Ulalas, till they are all gone. Because,
well, at least, despite the journey going on, I know this was done in one playthrough.
I fell off again.
Yep.
The knockback threw me off the planet.
They keep the pacing consistent, at least, so that you're not... Oh.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, sweet, we found the final shard. It was so hard to get... Oh, no, give it back! Oh, no.
Take
No, you
these
didn't.
psycho birds instead.
Yeah. They'll pelt you. With rocks.
This isn't nearly as good as the rest.
Yeah, like I said, the Ura, they want to keep the shard away from you. They don't want the Bastion to be repaired. They want to watch it burn.
Because it was going to be used to kill the last of the Orc.
Yeah, somewhat. It was supposed to be the beacon as to where everybody is supposed to meet up to when they don't want to die from the calamity. This part right here, after we get kind of blocked from getting that shard, we're gonna go save Zia because she kind of disappears
During this
during the attack.
All right.
She actually I failed to mention it, but you pick up her harp, her instrument, and once the dust and everything settles, we go, where the hell did she go? What happened?
Right. Jeez,
and so for whatever reason, priority number 1 was to get the shard. Once we get shard blocked, we're like, hey, we have a third party member.
As soon as I get my hands on you, oh crap, Zia, let's go.
Oh man, we totally forgot about her.
So I'm assuming we're gonna be finding her in the next part.
Yeah, next part 10. No, I'm sorry, 9. We'll go find her.
See you then.
See ya.